Om Jnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurava Bhistam Supurkam Guraganara Sisha Sambhushidam Chintya Chintya Samasta Vedanipunam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Abhidam Ujjwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Mande Vishwagurun Cha Divyat Bhagavat Prem Nawe Bija Pranam Devam Divyatanam Suchandavaranam Balaka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyambudim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Varam Banditam Shubhanam Manika Sharanam Nyasishwara Shidaram Vanchakopatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahaprabhaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. Translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is Antya-lila, chapter 10, Lord Chaitanya. I'll read the whole title, this is at the beginning. Right? I think it's Lord Chaitanya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepts prashadam from his devotees. Okay, I'll start with verse number 76. Sablokara utalila ananda sagar, sabloka pasarila deho atmagar. The ocean of transcendental bliss overflowed, and everyone present forgot his body, mind, and home. This is it. The devotees are chanting and dancing. The ocean of transcendental bliss overflowed, and everyone present forgot his body, mind, and home. Tabe Nityananda Prabhu Sri Jila Upai Krame Krame Kirtaniya Rakila Sabai. Then Lord Nityananda found a way to end the kirtan. He gradually stopped all the chanters. Swarupera Sange Matra Ek Sampradai Swarupera Sange Seho Manda Swaragai. Thus only one group continued chanting with Swarup Damodar, and they chanted very softly, because everyone's been chanting and dancing so long they're exhausted. Kolahola nahi prabhur kichu maya hoila tame nityananda savar shrama janaila. When there was no longer a tumultuous sound, like there's no longer so loud kirtan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to external consciousness. Then Nityananda Prabhu informed him of the fatigue of the chanters and dancers. Bhakta Shrama Jane Koila Kirtana Samapan Sabaloya Ashe Koila Samudre Snapan. Understanding the fatigue of the devotees, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped the congregational chanting. He stopped the kirtan. Then he bathed in the sea, accompanied by them all. Sabloya Prabhu Koila Prashara Bojan Sabare Vidai Dila Korite Shayan. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took prashadam with all of them and then asked them to return to their dwellings and take rest. So all the devotees are in Jagannath Puri. They all have different rooms and places that have been given to them, so they all return to their places. Gambhirar Dware Koren Apane Shayan Govinda Shia Kore Para Sambahan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lay down at the door of the gambhir, and Govinda came there to massage his legs. Sarvakala Ache E Sudrida Niyam Prabhujade Prashad Paya Korana Shayan. Govinda siya kore para sambahan, tabe jai prabhur sesh korana bhojan. It was a steady, long-standing rule that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would lie down to rest after lunch, and Govinda would come to massage his legs. Then Govinda would honor the remnants of food left by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sabdwara Jadi Prabhu Kuri Jachan Shayan Bitare Jaitenare Govinda Kore Nevedan. This time, when the Lord lay down, he occupied the entire doorway. Govinda could not enter the room, and therefore he made the following request. Ek pasha hao more deho bitara jaite, Prabhu kohe shakti nahi anga chalaite. Govinda said, kindly turn on one side, let me pass to enter the room. However, the Lord replied, I don't have the strength to move my body. Bar bar Govinda kohe ek di koite, Prabhu kohe anga ami nari chalaite. Govinda made his request again and again, but the Lord replied, I cannot move my body. Govinda, Lord is everyone's exhausted. The Lord says, I can't move onto my side or anything. And Govinda doesn't want to walk over the Lord. So he wants him to move a little so he can enter in the room and massage him. Govinda kohe korite chahe parasambahan, Prabhu kohe korabana kora jay loya tomaraman. Govinda repeatedly requested, I want to massage your legs. But the Lord said, do it or don't do it. It depends upon your mind. Tabe Govinda bahirvas tara upare diya, bitare gare gela Mahaprabhu langia. Then Govinda spread the Lord's dhoti over his body, and in this way entered the room by crossing over the Lord. Parasambahan koila kote prishta chapila madhura mardane prabhur parishrama gela. Govinda massaged the Lord's legs as usual. He pressed the Lord's waist and back very softly, and thus all the Lord's fatigue went away. Sukhe nidra hoila prabhur Govinda chapeanga, danda dui bhai prabhur hoila nidrabanga. As Govinda stroked his body, the Lord slept very nicely for about 45 minutes, and then his sleep broke. Govinde dekiya prabhu bole krudahaya ajikene et kana achish vasya. When Mahaprabhu saw Govinda sitting by his side, he was somewhat angry. Why have you been sitting here for so long today? The Lord asked. Mora nidra hoile kene nagela prashad kaite, Govinda kohe dwaresh swila jaite nahipate. Why didn't you go to take prasad after I fell asleep? The Lord asked. Govinda replied, you were lying down, blocking the door, and there was no way to go. Prabhu kohe bitare tabe aila kemone taiche kene prasad loite nakoila gamane. The Lord asked, how did you enter the room? Why didn't you go out to take your lunch in the same way? How did you come into the room? Why didn't you go out by the same way? Govinda kohe mane amar seva seniyam aparad hao kiba narake gaman. Govinda mentally replied. He didn't say, he mentally replied, my duty is to serve, even if I have to commit offenses or go to hell. Seva lage koti aparad nahi gani swanimita aparada bashe bayamani I would not mind committing hundreds and thousands of offenses for the service of the Lord, but I greatly fear committing even a glimpse of an offense for my own self. So he could walk over the Lord's body to get into the room to massage him and do his service. But to go take his meal, he wouldn't cross over the Lord again. He would only do that to do service, but not to take his own meal. Etasa mane kori Govinda rohila Prabhu Jay Pachila Tara Uttaranadila. Thinking in this way, Govinda kept silent. He did not reply to the Lord's inquiry. Pratyaha Prabhur Nidrai Jaina Prashadaloite Se Diva Sera Shrama Deki Lagila Chapite. It was Govinda's practice to go take lunch when the Lord was asleep. On that day, however, seeing the Lord's weariness, Govinda continued massaging his body. Jaiteha patanahi jaibe komane. Jaite patanahi jaibe kemone. Mahaparad hoy prabhura langane. There was no way to go. How could he leave? When he thought of crossing over the Lord's body, considered it a great offense. Esab hoy bhakti shastra sukma marma. Chaitanya Kripai Jane Esab Dharma. These are some of the finer points of etiquette in devotional service. Only one who has received the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can understand these principles. Bhaktagan Prakashite Prabhu Borarangi Esab Prakashite Koila Etabangi. The Lord is very interested in manifesting the exalted qualities of his devotees, and that is why he engineered this incident. Sankepi kohilun e pari mundanritya adyapiya gaya jaha chaitanyara britya. Thus I have briefly described Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dancing in the hall of the Jagannath temple. The servants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sing about this dancing even now. E Mata Mahaprabhu loya nijagan gundicha grihera koila kalana marjan. Accompanied by his personal associates, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu washed and swept the Gundicha temple, cleansing it as usual. So this taking the clean the Gundicha temple. This is done almost immediately prior to the Ratha Yatra, and because Gundita Marjan, because the Ratha Yatra will go from the Jagannath temple to the Gundicha temple, and the deities will stay there for some days. So each year they have Gundicha Marjan, where they clean the Gundicha temple because it hasn't been occupied for some time. They need to clean it and make it ready for Lord Jagannath to get there, come there. Purvavad Koila Prabhu Kirtana Nartan. Purvavad Totai Koila Manya Bojan. The Lord danced and chanted and then enjoyed a picnic in the garden as he had done before. Purvavat Rata Age Korila Nartan. Hera Panchami Jatra Koila Darashan. As previously, he danced in front of the Jagannath car and observed the festival of Hera Panchami. So that's Lakshmi Vijay. Some days at the Ratha Yatra. Then Lakshmi, she's the wife of Jagannath. She's very upset because Lord Jagannath said, I'm going out He leaves on the Rath car, but he doesn't come back. He stays at Gundicha, and Lakshmi's left alone, so she feels neglected, and she goes to where the cars are, but she goes very opulently with a palanquin and many maid servants. And they get to the Rath cars and they begin beating the Rath cars, sticks or something, and then they bind up all Lord Jagannath's servants, and she's angry. She calls, "Bring it, Lord Jagannath, to me." It's Lakshmi Vijay. It's a festival held a few days after the Ratha Yatra. Charimasha Varshai Rohila Sabhaktagan Janmastami Adi Jatra Koila Darshan. All the devotees from Bengal stayed in Jagannath Puri for the 4 months of the rainy season and observed many other ceremonies, such as the anniversary of Lord Krishna's birth, Janmastami. Purve Jade Goda Hoite Bhakta Gana Aila Prabhure Kichu Kao Jaite Savar Icha Hoila. Formerly, when all the devotees had arrived from Bengal, they all desired to give Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu something to eat. All this is taking place during the Chaturmasha. Chaturmasha begins. When does it begin? We're in February now, right? And Chaturmasha begins late June. Hena kona prashadani deya Govinda tai iha jena avasya bhakana korana gosai. Each devotee would bring a certain type of prashadam. He would entrust it to Govinda and request him, "Please arrange that the Lord will surely eat this prashadam." So formerly all the devotees had arrived from Bengal. Formerly all the devotees had arrived from Bengal. They all desired to give Mahaprabhu something to eat, so they brought different things with them, and they got different things to eat, and they presented to Govinda to give Mahaprabhu. Each devotee would bring a certain type of prasad. He would entrust it to Govinda and request him, "Please arrange that the Lord will surely eat this prasadam." Okay, I brought some. What do you call? Some samosas. In Bengal, they don't call them samosas. I forget. What's the name for them? In Bengal, what do they call samosas? Do you know? Shingara. And then maybe the devotees would come, "We brought some shingara for you," and then they would say, "We brought also some kachoris for the Lord, please." They give them to Govinda. "Please give these kachoris and shingara to the Lord to take." So each devotee would bring a certain type of prasadam. These are the devotees from Bengal when they arrived. They all brought some kind of prasadam. "Please give this to the Lord to take." They would entrust it to Govinda and request him, "Please arrange that the Lord will surely eat this prasad." Keho paida, keho nadu, keho pitapan, bahumuya utam prasad prakara jaranan. Keho paida, keho nadu, keho pitapana, bahumuya utama prasad prakara jaranana. Some brought paida, a coconut preparation. Some brought sweet balls, and some brought. Here it says pitapana. Pitapana is something from especially Orissa. Pitapana refers to some like cakes and drink. That's pita pana. I don't know. The prashadam was of very different varieties, all very costly. So they brought good things for Mahaprabhu. Amuk e diache Govinda korine vedan dare raka bole Prabhu na korena bakan. Govinda would present the prashadam and say to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this has been given by such and such devotee. The Lord, however, would not actually eat it. He would simply say, keep it in storage. He would just say, put it there. And then they put all the prashadams piling up in one place. He wouldn't actually eat it. Darite garer barila ekon shata janer bakya jata hoila sanchayat. Govinda kept accumulating the food. And soon it filled a corner of the room. There was quite enough food to feed at least 100 persons. Govindare sabe puche koriya jatan amadata prasad prabore ki karaila bakan. All the devotees asked Govinda with great eagerness, have you given Mahaprabhu the prashadam brought by me? Because they'd give it to Govinda and say, here, give this. And then later on they would say, did you give Mahaprabhu the prashadam that I brought? Kahan kichu kohe Govinda kore manchan aradina prabore kohe nibede bachan. When the devotees questioned Govinda, he had to tell them lies. Therefore, one day he spoke to the Lord in disappointment. So we do this. We tell lies all the time. This happens often. Somebody will ask me. They'll cook prashadam. And they'll say, Did you eat? Did you take the prashadam that I cooked? And I'd say, yeah. Not always did I take it, but oh yeah. Did you like it? Oh sure, it was great. But yeah, say that, otherwise, you're going to disturb people. Like, yesterday was Friday. Yeah. Yesterday I had some biscuits or something, so I didn't take breakfast. Then I took breakfast at lunch, and I ate some of the lunch. Like that. Well, people say, Did you like what I cooked? Oh yeah, really nice. Somebody could say, why should you do that? Well, Guru Maharaj said, mercy is above justice. Is there something higher than the truth? Yes, beauty, charm, love, mercy, all these things are higher than the truth. Acharjari Mahashai Korea Jatane Tomare Kao Jaite Bastus Dena Morastane. Many respectable devotees headed by Advaitacharya make a great endeavor to entrust me with varieties of food for you. Tumi se na kao jara puche barabar kata vanshana korimu kemone amara nishtar. You do not eat it, but they ask me again and again, how long shall I go on cheating them? How shall I be freed from this responsibility? See, nowadays we just put it in the corner of the room, but now we put it in the refrigerator, so it'll keep for some time. Prabhu kohe adibasya dukkha kohe mane Keba ki diachik taha anaha ekane Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "Why are you foolishly unhappy? Bring here to me whatever they have given you." Now, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that the word adibhasha refers to one who has been living with another for a very long time. Adibhasha. Govinda was addressed as adibhasha because he had been living with Mahaprabhu for a very long time, whereas other devotees who were mostly new would come and go. In effect, the Lord told Govinda, "Since you have been living with me for a long time, you should not be foolishly disappointed in this situation. Bring all the food to me, and you will see that I can eat it." So there's enough for 100 people. And Govinda is upset, is telling stories to the devotees. "Oh, yes, yes." And then he says, "How long will I go on cheating them?" And then Mahaprabhu says, "Come on, you've been with me a long time. You should know me better than that." So that Ati Bole Mahaprabhu. Then Mahaprabhu says, "Okay, bring it all to me." Eta Bole Mahaprabhu Vasila Bochane Namadori Dori Govinda Kore Nivedane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat down to eat. Then Govinda offered him the preparations one after another, and as he did so, he spoke the name of the person who had given each one. So here, this has been given by this person. This has been given by this. And what are some of the names of the things that are in Thailand? What do they call it? The ground up, the shredded, what do they call it? Shredded green papaya. And that's very good. Shredded green papaya, then with lemon and chili. That's very tasty. Something, and then they make something like a soup and all that. So this has been given. These devotees from Thailand came and actually, and then the devotees from Singapore and the devotees from South India. They make so many different things. Maybe rasam, and maybe what do they call it? Dal, when they put spices in the dal, what's that called? Sambar. Rasam, sambar, all these different things. Everyone has. Okay. Acharjare paida panasara pupi ayamrita gutika manda karpura kupi. These preparations, paida, panasar pupi, sweet rice, cakes made with cream, and also amrita gutika. What is amrita gutika? Sweet balls, manda, a type of round sweet ball, amrita gutika, manda, and karpura kupi. Something made with camphor, have been given by Advaita Acharya. So when I joined the mission, they used to put camphor in sweet rice. It was very nice. Tasted very good. Shrivas Panditere Aneka Prakar Pitapana Mrita Manda Padma Chiniar. Next, there are varieties of food, cakes, cream, amrita manda, another type of sweetmeat, and padmachini given. Padmachini is, Padma means lotus. Padmachini is lotus sugar. Padmachini. Next, there are varieties of food, cake, cream, amrita manda, and padmachini. given by Srivas Pandit. I remember Srila Sridhar Maharaj's sister, that's Rama Deity. She made a nice sweet called Gokul Pita, which was made with coconut coconut and syrup, and there was something mixed with the coconut. It was very tasty. Acharya Ratnare Sab Upahar, Acharya Nidir A, Aneka Prakar. All these are gifts of Acharya Ratna, and these varieties of gifts are from Acharya Nidhi. So they used to, like Guru Maharaj's sister, she used to feed Govinda Maharaj sometimes. He'd go there at Ramaditi's place and she would feed him sometimes. All these are gifts from Acharya Ratna, and these varieties of gifts are from Acharya Nidhi. Vasudeva Datta A. Murari Gupta R. Buddhimanta Kanera A. Vivida Prakar. And all these varieties of food have been given by Vasudeva Datta, Murari Gupta, and Buddhimanta Khan. There's really a lot of things they're given. Shriman Sen, Shriman Pandit Acharya Nandan, Tasabar, Datta A. Koraha Bojan. These are gifts given. These are given by Shriman Sen, Shriman Pandit, and Acharya Nandan. Please eat them all. Kolina Gramer A. Age Dekajat Khandabase Loker A. Dekatat. Here are the preparations made by the inhabitants of Kulinagram. And these have been made by the inhabitants of Kanda. I don't know who that's made by. Turn that thing off. Aiche Sabar Namaloya Prabhura Gedare Santushtohaya Prabhu Sab Bhojana Kore. In this way, Govinda gave everyone's name as he put the food before the Lord. Being very satisfied, the Lord began to eat it all. Jajapi Masekera Base Mukuta Narikela Amrita Guti Kade Panade Sakala Tatape Nutana Praya Sabadravyara Swad Base Vishvara Nai E Prabhura Prashad. Was that somebody from Colombia? Okay. All right. The hard sweets made of coconut, Mukuta Narikela, the sweet meats, the many kinds of sweet drinks, and all the other preparations were at least a month old. But although they were old, they had not become tasteless or stale. They were still, everything was still fresh. Indeed, they had all stayed fresh. That is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shata Janer Bhakya Prabhu, Dandeke Kaila, Arakichu Ache Bole, Govinda Puchila. Within a very short time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate enough for 100 people. Then he asked Govinda, is there anything more left? Govinda Bole, Raghavera, jhali, Matra Ache, Prabhu Kohe, Aje, Rahuda, Taha, Deki Mu Pache. Govinda replied, now there are only the Raghavera jhali, the bags brought by Raghava, which were made by his sister Damayanti. The Lord said, let them remain today, I shall see them later. Because these are all different kinds of condiments and pickles and stuff like that. So he can take a little of that each day. He doesn't have to eat it all. Others are preparations, like, somebody sends you, for instance, kachoris, and he would eat all the kachoris at one time. But the things like the pickles and condiments and all that, the raghavera jhali, he says, no, I'll see about that later, and he'll take a little of that each day. Aradhina Prabhu Jhali, Nibrite Bhojana Koila, Raghavera Jhali, Kuli Shakala Dekila. The next day, while taking his lunch in a secluded place, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu opened the bags of Raghava and inspected their contents one after another. Sabdravyara Kichu Kichu Upajoga Koila Swadu Sugandhi Deki Bahu Prashamshila. He tasted a little of everything they contained and praised it all for its flavor and aroma. Yeah, so didn't eat all of it, kichu, something, took a little taste of everything. Matsareka Tare Ara Rakila Noria Bojana Kole Swaru Pariveshik Kashahna. All the varieties of the remaining prashadam were kept to eat throughout the year. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate his lunch, Swarup Damodar would serve it little by little. Kaburatre Kali Kichu Konana Upajog Bhaktera Shradara Drabya Abhashya Korana Upabhog. Sometimes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would take some of it at night. The Lord certainly enjoys preparations made with faith and love by his devotees. Krishna is very pleased with his devotees and their offerings. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Taraham Bhakti Uparitam Ashnami Prayatat Manaha. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. Herein also we find that Mahaprabhu accepted all this food because it had been offered by his devotees. Sometimes, where's that? Oh, all the way down here so far. Sometimes he would eat it during lunch and sometimes at night. But he would always think that since his devotees had offered it with great love and affection, he must eat it. So, now they forgot what was a cake, something. Oh, before I went to, I guess it was before I went to Mexico one time. Then we went to the Indian store. Then I started buying all these things in the Indian store. Many kinds of different pickles and some kinds of different, what do they call it? All the things that are in the bags, what do they call that? We always eat it with Govinda Marsh.
Like haldirams?
Yeah, but what's it called? Chanachor. Some puff rice and some chanachor. Still have that. So get back into the habit of eating that. Emata Mahaprabhu Bhakta Gana Sange Chaturmasya Kosaila Krishna Katarange. Thus Mahaprabhu spent the entire period of Chaturmasya, the 4 months of the rainy season, in the happiness of discussing topics of Krishna with his devotees. Madhya Madhya Charjadi Koreni Mantran Gare Bata Randeara Bibida Banjan. From time to time, Advaita Acharya and others would invite Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for home-cooked rice and varieties of vegetables. Very nice. Marichara Jala Ara Madhuram Marichara Jala Ara Madramla Ara Laban Lembu Dugda Dadikandasar Shaka Dui Chariara Sukutara Jala Nimba Bartaki Ara Brishta Patola. So today is, what is it? Mahadvarasi. So the devotees will be preparing many different kinds of varieties of potatoes. Maricha Rajalara, Madhurya Ar, Madhuramla Ar, Ara Lavana, Lembu Dugda Dari Kandasar, Shakadui Chariara, Sukutara Jola, Nimba Vartakiara, Vrishta Patola. They offered pungent preparations made with black pepper, sweet and sour preparations, ginger, salty preparations, limes, milk, yogurt, cheese, 2 or 4 kinds of spinach, soup made with bitter melon, eggplant mixed with neem flowers, and fried porto. That's how you pronounce it, porto. So, shukta and all kinds of things. Brishta fulabadi ara mudga dawi soup bibida byanjana rande prabhura ruchi anurup. They all offered fulabadi, liquid mung dal, and many vegetables, all cooked according to the Lord's taste. So this word in our vocabulary comes from Bengali, soup. Soup is actually a Bengali word, and it means the same thing as what soup does in English. I believe the word soup came from Bengali. So here. Okay. Jagannath prashad ane korite mishrita kahan ek jajen kahan ganara sahita. They would mix these preparations with the remnants of food from Lord Jagannath. When Mahaprabhu accepted the invitations, he went sometimes alone, and sometimes he went with his associates. Acharya Ratna, Acharya Nidhi, Nandana Raghava, Shrivasadi Jada Bhakta Viprasabha. Devotees like Acharya Ratna, Acharya Nidhi, Nandana Acharya, Raghava Pandit, and Shrivas were all of the Brahmin caste. So Brahmins can cook. Mahaprabhu's sannyasi, Brahmins can cook for the Lord. Those who are not Brahmins, they can't cook for the Lord, so what they would do is they bring Jagannath Prasad, and there's some things that then they could offer sweets, Jagannath Prasad. And Govinda Maharaj said they would invite the cowherd boys who are not Brahmins, they would invite them and give them muri or chira with yogurt and bananas, like that, and feed them a feast, like Raghunath Das Goswami fed to Mahaprabhu. Fed to Nityananda Prabhu, not to Mahaprabhu went there secretly too, but was for Nityananda Prabhu. Chir Dahi Mahotsav in Panihati. Emata Nimantrana Korana Jatna Kori Vasudeva Gadadhar Das Gupta Murari Kulina Grami Kandavasi Arajata Jan Jagannath Prasad Ani Kori Nimantran. Devotees like Acharya Nidhi, Acharya Ratna, Acharya Nidhi, Nandana, Acharya Raghava Pandit, and Shrivas were all of the Brahmin caste. They would extend invitations to the Lord. Vasudeva, Datta, Gadadhar Das, Murari Gupta, the inhabitants of Kulinagram, and Kanda, and many other devotees who were not Brahmins by caste would purchase food offered to Lord Jagannath and then extend invitations to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they'd serve him with prashadam from the temple, but at their houses. The inhabitants of Kulinagram, such as Satyaraj Khan and Ramananda Vasu, were not Brahmins by caste, nor, I don't know. Well, a phantom phone. It's a phone that I think was switched off, so it wouldn't ring, but it was still on vibrate. But I have no idea where that was coming from. Maybe on the altar. Okay. So the inhabitants of Kalinagram, such as Satyaraj Khan and Ramananda Vasu, were not Brahmins by caste, nor were the inhabitants of Kanda, such as Mukundadas, Naraharidas, and Raghunandana. Therefore, they would purchase prashadam from the market where the remnants of Lord Jagannath's food was sold, and then extend invitations to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whereas the Charya Ratna, Charya Nidhi, and others who were Brahmins by caste would cook at home when they invited the Lord. When they invited the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu observed the etiquette then current in society by accepting only prashadam cooked by members of the Brahmin caste, but on principle he accepted invitations from his devotees regardless of whether they were Brahmins by caste or not. Okay. Shivananda Senir Shuna Nimantranakyan Shivanandir Boraputra Chaitanya Dasanam. Now hear about the invitation Shivananda Sen extended to the Lord. His eldest son was named Chaitanya Das. Prabhure, let me see. I want to keep it. Oh, not very much. Okay, very good. Prabhure milaite tare sange anila milaite prabhu tara namata puchila. When Shivananda Sen brought his son Chaitanya Das to be introduced to the Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired about his name, because his name is Chaitanya Das, not a very normal name for a boy. Of course, Mahaprabhu is called Sri Krishna Chaitanya, but then he asked about Shivananda Sen's son, was named Chaitanya Das, just like the son of Shamagori and Govardhan in Venezuela. Now Govardhan passed away, but their son was named Sridhar. Like Mahaprabhu's, Shivananda Sen's son is named Chaitanya Das, and now he's with Mahaprabhu. And Govardhan and Shamagori's son was named Sridhar. So Govinda Maharaj commented about that, and he said, named Sridhar. And of course, Guru Maharaj's name is Sridhar. So he says all the time, and one devotee in Mexico named their son Prabhupada. So then Govinda Maharaj commented, you're always scolding the boy. Sridhar, do this, and Sridhar, do that. And don't eat with your left hand, Sridhar, and stuff like that. Don't be saying. Or Prabhupada, do this. Anyway, when Shivananda Sen brought his son, Chaitanya Das, to be introduced to the Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired about his name. Chaitanya Das Namashuni Kohe Gorarai Kiba Nam Dharanacha Bhujana Najai. When the Lord heard that his name was Chaitanya Das, he said, what kind of a name have you given him? Because Chaitanya Das is the name given to a brahmachari, brahmachari's name. Those Mahaprabhu has the name Chaitanya because he kept his brahmachari name. It's a Chaitanya Das, a brahmachari name given in the Bharati Sampradaya. So Mahaprabhu says, what kind of name have you given him? It is very difficult to understand. Why is Chaitanya Das? Senako Heche Janilun Senama Darila Etaboli Mahaprabhure Nimantrana Koila. Shivananda Sen replied, he has kept the name that appeared to me from within. Then he invited Mahaprabhu for lunch. Mahaprabhu said, what kind of name is that? And then he said, oh, this is the name that came to me in my heart. So I called him Chaitanya Das. That's the name that came to me when he was born. Okay. Jagannath Bahu Muya Prashadam Bhakta Gane Loya Prabhu Bojane Basila. Shivananda Sen had bought very costly remnants of Lord Jagannath's food. He brought it in and offered it to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who sat down to accept the prashadam with his associates. Shivanander Gaurave Prabhu Korila Bojan Ati Guru Bojane Prabhura Prashana Nahiman. And the name Chaitanya might be unusual if he's not a brahmachari, also may be married. But because of Shivananda Sen's glory, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate all kinds of prashadam to honor his request. However, the Lord ate more than necessary, and therefore his mind was dissatisfied. Aradin Chaitanya Das Koilini Mantran Prabodha Abhishta Bhuji Anila Bhyanjan. The next day, Chaitanya Das, the son of Shivananda Sen, extended an invitation to the Lord. He could understand the Lord's mind, however, and therefore he arranged for a different kind of food. Dari limbu ara fula bora lavana samagri dekiya prabora prashana hoilamana. He offered yogurt, limes, ginger, soft bora, and salt. Seeing all these arrangements, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased. He offered to the Lord a lunch consists of things that are considered to be very good for digestion. By the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Das understood the Lord's mind. Therefore, he arranged for food that would counteract the heavy meal the Lord had eaten the previous day. Later in life, Chaitanya Das became a very learned Sanskrit scholar and wrote many books. Among these books, his commentary on Krishna Karnamrita is very famous. There is another book called Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is a work of Sanskrit poetry. It is said that this was also composed by him. Same name as Chaitanya Charitamrita, a different book. Consists of Sanskrit poetry. Okay. This book is also Sanskrit poetry. Prabhu kohe e balak amar mata jane santushta hoila ami iharani mantrane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this boy knows my mind, therefore I am very satisfied to accept his invitation. Eta bole dari bata korila bojan Chaitanya dasar dila uchishta bojan. After saying this, the Lord ate the rice mixed with yogurt and offered Chaitanya Das the remnants of his food. So Dadi Bhatta. He gave him yogurt and many things like that. I was one time there when one boy, Bengali boy, I remember, it was time of initiation, and He was an albino. He had white hair and white eyebrows and everything. He was albino. And he, out of nowhere, just said to Prabhupada, he said, I like yogurt very much. And then Prabhupada gave him, and I believe the name of Krishna, Dadi Bhakya or something like that, which means yogurt eater. That's the name he gave to that boy who said, I like yogurt very much. And then Prabhupada gave him the name of Krishna. It means yogurt eater or something like that. When we were with the Russians in Russia, and it was time for the initiation of one who was one devotee who was a kirtan person, and he was going to get initiation. They said, what name to give him? And what is the name? I said, the Mridanga player, what's his name? Very famous. It means, it was the name of Krishna. About eating. What is it? Why my memory fails me? Very famous. And where is that? Where's that Russian? No, not Sati. She's lost.
Oh, the man that's walking around right now?
Yeah, what's his name?
Right now.
What's the... What? Huh? What did she say?
He's doing the fire, so he's going to get wood.
Okay.
He was doing the fire and cleaning the fireplace. But he's not right now here.
What's his name? Huh? What's his name?
Radhasyan.
Radhasham.
Radhasyan.
Radhasham or Radhesham?
Radhasyan.
What? Radhasham. Okay. I'm trying to remember that. Means Krishna who eats, what is it? Very famous name of Krishna. I said it. And all the Bengalis there said, no, this is just me first. Krishna eating. And then Govinda Maharaj said, no, that name is very good. And he gave it to him. I just trying to see, remember what it was. He's a big man, plays Mridanga. I'll remember when this class is over. Eta boli dadi bata korila bojan Chaitanya dasher dila uchishta bhajan. After saying this, the Lord ate the rice mixed with yogurt and offered Chaitanya Das the remnants of his food. Charimasha ev mata nimantrane jai kona Vaishnava divas nahipai. The 4 months of Chaturmasha passed in this manner, with the Lord accepting invitations from his devotees. Because of a heavy schedule of invitations, however, some of the Vaishnavas could not get an open day on which to invite the Lord. Gadadhar Pandit, Bhattacharya, Sarvabhauma, Iha Sabar, Ache, Bikara, Divasha, Niyama. Every month, Gadadhar Pandit and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had fixed dates on which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would accept their invitations. Gopinathacharya Jagannatha Kashishwar, Bhagavan Rama Bhadracharya Shankara Bakreshwar, Madhya Garagabate Kore nimantran, anjara nimantrane prashade kode duipan. If you look on their phone, it may say what the name of that devotee is, because sometimes the devotees send messages. Yeah, don't stop it, just see if it's... okay. Gopinathacharya, Jagannatha Kashishvar, Bhagavan, Ramabhadracharya, Shankar, and Vrakeshwar, who were all Brahmins, extended invitations to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and offered him food cooked at home, whereas other devotees would pay 2 panas of small conch shells to purchase Jagannath's prashadam and then invite the Lord. So they're purchasing, but 2 panas is not very much, but they're purchasing small amounts when Ramachandra Puri is in town. And when he's not there, then they increase the amount, because Ramachandra Puri is really just criticizes everybody for overeating, so the Lord would cut down, not eat enough when Ramachandra Puri was around. He was so annoying. Okay. Pratame Achila Nirbandha Kodi Charipan Ramachandra Puri Baye Gataila Nimantran. At first, the cost of Jagannath Prashadam for an invitation was 4 panas of conch shells, but when Ramachandra Puri was there, the price was cut in half because the Lord wouldn't eat so much. Charimash Rohe Godera Bhakti Vidadila Nila Chaler Sange Bhakta Sange Rahila. The devotees who came from Bengal stayed with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for 4 consecutive months, and then the Lord bade them farewell. After the Bengali devotees departed, the devotees who were with the Lord's constant companion, after the Bengali devotees departed, the devotees who were the Lord's constant companions at Jagannath Puri stayed with the Lord. Eta Kohilun Prabhur Bhikka Nimantran Bhaktadatta Bastu Jaiche Koilanim Ashvadan. Thus I have described how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted invitations and how he accepted and tasted the prasadam offered by his devotees. Taramadye raghavera jhali vivaran Taramadye parimunda nritya katan. In the midst of that narration are descriptions of Raghava Pandit's bags of food and the dancing in the temple of Jagannath. Shradakori Shunije Chaitanya Rakata Chaitanya Charane Prema Paibe Sarvata. One who hears about the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with faith and love will certainly attain ecstatic love for the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without fail. Shunite Amrita Shama Judai Karmaman. Shunite Amrita Sava Judai Karnaman Se Bhagyavan Jay Kore Ashwadan. Narrations of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities are just like nectar to hear. Indeed, they satisfy both the ears and mind. One who tastes the nectar of these activities is certainly very fortunate. Shri Rupa Raghunath Parijara As Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohei Krishnadas. Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghava, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. Thus, and the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, 10th chapter, describing how Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tasted the prashadam offered by his devotees. Okay. Hariharaya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama Hariharaya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Manana Mohan. Gopinatha Manana Mohan. Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Aditya Chandra. Sarana Shiva Sari Gora Bhaktivinoda. Sarana Shiva Sari Gora Bhaktivinoda. Jai Rupa Sanatam Bhakta Raguna. Rupa Sanatam Bhakta Raguna. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Rasa Raguna. Shiva Gopala Bhatta Rasa Raguna. Chai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan. Chai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan. Jawite Vignana Shabishta Puran. Jawite Vignana Shabishta Puran. Chai Gosai Jar Muni Charadan. Gosai Jar Muni Charadan. Kasabar Padare Numora Panchagan. Karya Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanidan. Charana Janame More A Abilan. Jai Gosai Jabe Bhaje Koilaban. Gosai Jabe Bhaje Koilaban. Radha Krishna Antya-lila Korila Pradhan. Antya-lila Korila Pradhan. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pare Manjayaman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pare Manjayaman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyan. Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyan. Hare Ram Sankirtana Kohe Naratamudana. Ram Sankirtana Kohe Naratamudana. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gora Hari. Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Juki Jai Om Vishnu Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Nehri Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravijaka Charyashta Tadra Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravijaka Charyashta Tadra Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Ragana Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Ragana Shadgo Swami Prabhu ki jai. Premsigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaurabhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishna Das Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavad ki jai. Vishvavaranya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhakti Kushamashra Maharaj ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Shri Navadip Dham ki jai. Shri Mayapur ki jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu ki jai. Shri Koladvi ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat ki jai. Shri Shri Radhakrishna Gogop Govardhan Sham Kuna Radhakunda Kalindi Yamuna Ju ki jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Shri Mahadvarasi Upavas ki jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Bol. Okay. None of us para eso. Yo ponga por